young girl, as I said to the kids, who's in the world right now, who has become, for many people, the center of attention. And to me, this is rather remarkable because Greta is almost equivalent to the prophets of the Old Testament. She is a plain person who comes out of an ordinary life and has a vision, a dream, a possibility that she wants to share with the human race. I did a little bit of thinking about Greta this week and a little bit of research, and I realized that when she was a child, she had several disabilities. She was on the autism spectrum. She had other kinds of life problems. She was not a normally functioning child. But if you have experience with people with autism, you will know that often they are exceptionally bright in terms of their insight, even if they're not that competent in terms of communicating with the people all around them. Greta, as a young girl, was getting very discouraged about what was happening in the world. It led her to almost a form of depression. And then one day, she decided she had to do something. And so what she decided to do was skip school. That's why now we're calling her movement a climate strike. She went on strike. She said, no more ordinary. I'm now going to step out and do something in the hope of rescuing our human family. Greta went and camped out on the steps of, I think it was City Hall in her town, or maybe the legislature. Greta stepped out to make a difference. And yesterday I watched a small speech that she made. It was only about 12 minutes, but it was remarkable in terms of what she was saying. And basically what she was saying is that the news is and has been full of indications that something is dreadfully wrong with our world. Then she went on to say that even though all this information is available to us, most of us on the planet are acting as if everything was just normal. And she suggests that the reason why we don't want to face the difficulty, the challenge that is coming at us full speed is because we feel inadequate. Now think of that. All of us as human beings feeling inadequate in face of the tremendous challenge of our times. And then the example of this young girl having the heart, having the courage to step out. And the one thing that I feel is important is that Greta is not alone, that youth all over the planet are becoming concerned for their future. They don't want to keep going the way we're going. They want something to change. And we, as older persons, may not get it. But I hope that at the very least, we will begin listening to these young voices, and we will begin supporting them in their effort to change our way of life, to change it from a way leading to death, so that we might embrace the way leading to life. Now, I mentioned that Greta was like a prophet in our times. And the scriptures today begin with Jeremiah. And Jeremiah is a prophet. And Jeremiah is expressing his anguish, his heart pain, his sorrow over what's going on, and the indifference of the population to what's going on. And reading Jeremiah this week, I realized that what Jeremiah speaks poetically is the feeling at the very heart of many people all over the earth. Many people deep down inside are discouraged and despairing, but they don't know what to do. Jeremiah is an indication of what happens when the human race loses its direction. And how it loses its direction is by stepping out of the light of God's Word and into the artificial light of our own imaginations. Jeremiah makes it plain that all over the earth, people are languishing. They're suffering. And if you watch your news at all, you know that millions of people are now homeless. Millions of people are now without food and the resources necessary for life. And like Jeremiah, I hope this knowledge doesn't cause you to turn away and not look at things, but cause you to turn and look at them and say, this is dark, but Christ's light is in me. And I'm going to take that light and I'm going to carry it with me wherever I go, into all of my relations, into all of my interactions. I'm going to let the love of God shine through me. Now the psalm is an encouragement, as most of the psalms are. The psalm realizes that in our struggle against the darkness of our time, it can get discouraging. And the psalm encourages us to use praise as a resource, as medicine. So singing together, dancing together, playing together, working together, we become a team. And that team has the opportunity to accomplish a purpose. The psalm reminds us to rejoice in the face of darkness. And that rejoicing becomes light, and that light helps us find our way. Now the Apostle Paul has got lots to say. The Apostle Paul was going around bringing the heart of the Jewish message to the Gentile world. And Paul was basically saying in the text today, we as persons who follow Christ have responsibility. That responsibility is to pray for others. That responsibility is to care for others. That responsibility is to notice what our governments, Paul uses the word kings and rulers, but we can use the word governments. Paul encourages us to notice what our governments are doing, to pray for them. But not just to pray and say, dear God, help the government do better, but to get engaged, to turn away from being a consumer, somebody who swallows other people's ideas, to somebody who has ideas of your own, ideas inspired by the Spirit of God, and you want to carry those ideas forward. Paul is encouraging us to hold our leaders accountable. And one of the ways we can do that is by becoming active in the public square, to come out of our private retreats. And the example would be Pat's invitation to join us on Friday for this gathering of citizens, to make a statement about what Greta is saying, to make a statement. The world can be changed. The world can be different. Let's get engaged. Let's get involved. And that's basically the message of Jesus. Jesus lives in a time when the Roman Empire is corrupt, and they're oppressing and exploiting the people of the land. And Jesus intercedes. Jesus calls the power into question. But that's not all he does. He is out and about being with the people who are suffering, the people who are longing for things to be different. He is gathering them and shaping them into communities of resistance, communities expressing an alternative imagination, a new way of being in the world. Jesus is one who calls each of us to a decision. And in the Luke text, the decision is made very, very plain. The choice we face as human beings just now is between following the way of the world, which is the way of wealth accumulation by exploitation and oppression. That is to say, there are some people in the earth right now who are getting so very wealthy by what they are doing. And what they are doing is destroying the planet. Jesus calls us to choose. And your choice is plain in the text. It's simplified. It's complicated. We have to think about it. We have to pray about it. But basically, each of us has the opportunity to choose the way of the Spirit or to choose the way of money, wealth. And those who rule our world are totally addicted to the pursuit of power in the interest of profit. So Jesus says, each of you has a choice. Choose the way of God. Let God fill your heart with the living Spirit of Jesus. Not the dead letters about Jesus, but the living Spirit who is with us here and now, waiting to animate us, to encourage us, to strengthen us as we get involved in making the world a better place. Jesus is our salvation, not just personally, but also collectively. Jesus is the Savior of the world. His teaching offers us a way to go forward confidently. And Jesus' teaching is simple. Don't be engaged or interested in what the marketplace is doing. Withdraw. Of course you have to buy vegetables to eat. Of course you have to buy clothing to wear. Of course you need the basic necessities of life. But don't be occupied with that end of things, that side of things. Be occupied with cultivating the Spirit that is in you. Let God strengthen you in the way of peace, in the way of joy, in the way of compassion. And doing so, letting Jesus be the light that leads you forward through the darkness, you will make a difference. You alone. But especially now, and this is what Greg is asking of us, let's get together and do what is right. Let's serve the earth. Let's serve the people of the earth. Let's not serve the lords of power and might, the lords of wealth, the lords of profit, the lords who exploit the earth. I'm encouraging you. You can make a difference. I hope that you will open yourself up to God's Spirit and know that wherever you go, God's Spirit is there, and you just have to be you, and God's Spirit will do the rest. May grace be with you as you contemplate